This tutorial is for 4th grade, Module 5, Lesson 24. In this lesson, we're going to use number bonds to help us turn improper fractions into mixed numerals. The first question's been done for us. We started with the fraction 11/3. In this fraction, the denominator of 3 tells me that it takes 3 pieces to make one whole. That's what a third means. I have 11/3, so I have well over the amount to make one whole. In order to figure out how many wholes I can make, I'm going to think of my multiplication facts, or my multiples of 3, to see how close I can get to 11. Well, we've chosen 9 here. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 is the closest multiple of 3 that I can get to 11. So I've broken 11/3 into 9/3 and 2/3 for a total of 11/3. This 9/3 then can be turned into 3 wholes, and I still have my 2/3 left over. So that's why 11/3 is the same thing as 3 wholes and 2/3. If I look at 12/5, now I'm focusing on 5 as my denominator. It takes 5 to make a whole. So I'm going to think of my multiples of 5. How close can I get to 12 with my multiples of 5? Well, 2 times 5 is 10. So I'm going to break this into 10/5 and 2/5. That's my total of 12/5. Now I'll take the 10/5 and show that as 2 wholes. Since it takes 5 to make a whole and I have 10, I can make 2 wholes, and then I just include the leftover fraction. So 12/5 is equal to 2 wholes and 2/5. In the next problem, I'm working with halves. So I'm going to think of my multiples of 2 that get me as close as I can to 13. Well, that would be 12 halves, and then 1/2 left over. 12 halves is the same as 6 wholes, and then I have the 1/2 left over. So 13 halves is the same as 6 wholes and 1/2. We're basically doing the same thing in the next section, only it doesn't specifically say to use number bonds. If I look at 9/4, the 4 tells me it takes 4 to make a whole. So the closest multiple of 4 to 9 would be 8/4. That would be the same as 2 wholes. Well, if I've used up 8/4 and I have 9/4 to begin with, then I have one more fourth. So 9/4 is the same as 2 1/4. I can still use number bonds on these questions if I want to. So here I have 17/5. If I'm thinking of my multiples of 5, 15/5 is the closest, and that would leave 2 more fifths. 15/5 is the same as 3 wholes. If it takes 5 to make a whole and I have 15, I can make 3 wholes, and that leaves 2 more fifths. And one more. If I look at 25/6, I'm going to think of my multiples of 6. The closest one would be 24. So I'll break that into 24/6 and 1/6. 24/6 is the same as 4 wholes, and I have 1/6 left over. So in this section, you can work through the problems mentally, like we did in the first one, or you can still break them down into number bonds.